Okay, so on to the next station in the prison pipeline for children. So, as we've been discussing in the book, It Takes a Village to Raise a Criminal, there are at least 5 big systems that are involved in creating superstars, average Joes, and criminals. And so, number 4 would be the juvenile justice system itself. So it turns out that the majority of the programs that the juvenile justice system puts in place to address juvenile delinquents only help to increase the likelihood that they will go on to be adult criminals. And so the premise that juvenile justice is helpful is in fact not supported by research. So, as with the first 3 chapters, the 4th chapter, ugly fact number 4, juvenile justice, finishing school for criminals, has 3 takeaways. The first takeaway or take-home message is the American juvenile justice system began with a mission of rehabilitating youthful offenders, meaning it began with a mission of helping. Number 2, the media's exaggeration of the problem of juvenile crime has resulted in more punitive juvenile justice strategies that do not work to help juveniles avoid becoming adult criminals. And then number 3, developmental prevention strategies, or those strategies based on the age of the children with disruptive behaviors, are more effective in preventing juvenile crime than the punitive strategies. And so, like the other chapters, we start off with an overview of the American criminal justice system. The chapter goes into what it is, the historical account, the purpose of incarceration, which is to remove people or offenders from free life. It is not necessarily to help criminals with anything, although many prison systems will have school and other programs that can be helpful. Most systems are not required to do that. The main purpose of incarceration is to take criminals out of free life. And it's the same thing for juvenile justice. So then we have an account of the American juvenile justice system, which is, of course, comes after the creation of the American criminal justice system. The media, the research that's related to the media making a big to-do about juvenile crime and making it a bigger deal than it really is, according to actual research and statistics. And then again, we talk about the role of the juvenile justice system in raising criminals, and it is because the punitive practices, the substance abuse practices or substance abuse treatment and group behavioral treatment don't do anything to help decrease criminal behavior. Instead, that the preventive practices that are based upon age group, starting with ages birth to age 5 years old and moving progressively on up to high school. There are research-based practices that are related to prevention that actually prevent children from having any interaction with the criminal justice or the juvenile justice system at all. And that is the best way for juveniles not to become adult criminals, is for them not to have any association or any interaction with the juvenile justice system at all. But if they do have interaction with the juvenile justice system, there are early interventions, again, with child delinquents age 10 and under, ages middle school, ages high school, that can be very helpful with helping to reduce criminal behavior and prevent interaction with the criminal justice system. But what is widely practiced currently is not working. And so the research helps to emphasize that we know children. We can identify children based on their temperament as babies, based on where they are born and raised, based on neighborhoods. We can identify children just like they can identify the children upon whom they decide to build prisons. They can take that same statistical analysis and decide whom to deliver evidence-based or research-based juvenile delinquency prevention in order to prevent the need for those same prisons that they are building. And one thing we know for sure, if there is one thing you can do for a child in your village or in your community to decrease the likelihood of juvenile delinquent behavior, is to ensure that that child is reading and counting on grade level by 5th grade. We know that most children drop out of high school because they do not transition successfully from 8th grade to 9th grade. We also know that middle school is a time of great disorganization in the identity and the psychology for children of any socioeconomic status, but especially those children who may be more impoverished, those children who may have mental health issues, and those children who cannot read or write on a 5th grade level by the time they leave 5th grade. So helping children to avoid juvenile delinquent behavior and to avoid incarceration goes right back to the schoolhouse. And it also goes right back to the community and being able to help the children read and count on grade level. It's not rocket science, but it requires consistency and requires intention from the village. Thank you.